Hey guys, as I sit here on the morning of my 45th birthday, it leaves me thinking a little bit about consistency. I started a everyday video run, and today's day 29, and because it's my birthday, do I really want to shoot this video first thing in the morning before I go golfing and have a full day of activities? Not really, but I said I was going to do something, so I am. And that just makes me remember probably the number one thing that holds back entrepreneurs, especially small business owners, and even more specifically, people who are starting one person businesses, whatever industry that may be in, is the number one thing holding people back is lack of consistency. And it was explained to me many, many years ago like this. If you're the pilot of a plane and you're going down a runway, and every 100 yards you stop and then start again, what's going to happen when you get at the end of that runway? The plane's not going to take off, is it? And if the pilot doesn't stop again, it's probably going to crash. And that's what your business is like. As you're going down the runway of your business, if you keep stopping every 30 days, every couple of weeks, and then restarting again, you're never going to get the momentum to take off. So how does a pilot actually take off in that plane? They throttle down. They go full throttle all the way through that takeoff. And through that process, that long runway that they have at full throttle, finally at the end, do they have enough lift where that plane then takes off and goes up into the air? And that's just like your business. In business, you don't need to be full throttle all the time. It's not necessarily healthy. It's not sustainable. It's not something that's easy to do. But when you're starting your business, especially, like I said, for those one-person businesses where it's you or it's nothing, there's no team. You haven't put anybody in place to help you yet. If you're not full throttle to get that thing off the ground, then you're just going to be frustrating yourself, wasting a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of resources. And as soon as you go down that runway and you stop and you got to start again, you lost all that momentum. And that momentum could be business that have been coming in, could be your personal skills that are improving. It can be a lot of things, but the idea of it is you have to really go all in for a little while. Now, as you do that, if you can actually get some momentum and your business starts taking off, your YouTube videos start gaining traction, at that point, as you start to generate income, now you can start to very carefully put some strategic pieces around you to help you keep going. Now, in YouTube, that might be somebody to do your thumbnails, somebody to do your editing, somebody to help with your website and branding, different things like that. But if you're just stopping every 100 yards, you're never going to get to the point where that's actually going to happen. So that's my message for you guys today is if you're starting a one-person business, if you're starting a personal brand, and you're wondering why it's not taking off, the first thing I would recommend is to look at your activity. And the best way to see that activity is to have some sort of tracker, whether you're putting appointments in your calendar on your phone or using pen and paper to track what you're doing on a daily basis. Track what you're doing, and as you're moving forward, stop every 2 weeks or every month and look at what your actions were versus looking at what your results are. The dog came to visit me. Hey, girl. And if your actions aren't where they need to be, then that explains your results. Now, if your actions are high, you're doing a lot of work, and you're still not getting momentum, now it's time to stop and look at what you're doing. And maybe some of those activities need to be tweaked. I wouldn't say you just throw out the whole plan, but that's where it's time to start making small tweaks and seeing what you can change to try to get better results. Because you can look at your tracker at this point and you can see, what you've actually done to try to get this business off the ground, and then what you're getting for results from that. And in business or marketing, they would call that split testing. You don't change your thumbnail and your title at the same time. You change one or the other and see what happens. Or you put up two thumbnails and you see which one performs better. But you don't do all three, or two or three at the same time, because then you can't figure out what the actual problem was. So you make small tweaks and you see if that changes the results. And if that doesn't, then you change something else until eventually you get to the result that you're looking for. And that's that business taking off, you starting to generate income. And really, I'd like you to think of this. It's not easy starting a business. And like I've told you before, I've done this a few different times, so I have a little experience in it. But when you get your first dollar, when you make that first sale, that's when it's real. And if you can make one sale, you can make 10 sales. And if you can make 10 sales, you can make 100 sales. And if you can make any sales, you can eventually become free. You can fire your boss. You can fire your 9-to-5 job. And you can move on to something better, something that fulfills you more, something that's more enjoyable to wake up every day and do, because you're probably not looking at starting a business or even watching this video if you love your job. There's some people that love their job, and that's awesome. We need people to have jobs, but it's not for everybody. And that's, like I said, as I'm sitting here in the morning before I go golfing of my 45th birthday, I'm going to edit this video a little later today. But if you're struggling with getting your business off the ground, stay consistent and stay motoring down that runway at full throttle and see what happens. And that's why I'm making this video today, because I said I'm going to do 30 days to see what happens to my TikTok, to my YouTube channel after being consistent and making long form videos every single day for a full month. Now I can go back at those analytics and say, what did I do? What results did I get? What do I need to tweak? But I can't really do that if I stop after 25 days or 26 days or 6 days. You got to do the full deal. You got to go all in, and you got to do what you said you're going to do. And then you make some tweaks, you adjust, and then you keep moving forward. And if you do that, and you consistently do that, and you keep trying, and you don't take breaks, and you don't give up, and you don't get frustrated for a week and say, I can't do this, then you're going to eventually make it. It's just a matter of time. So I hope you guys have a great day. And, wherever you are in the world, enjoy the weather and get outside. For my birthday, I'd ask that you go and do something in nature today, whether it be go for a walk, play some golf. I love golf. Go fishing. Do something. Go do something outside to celebrate my birthday for me. And I hope you have a great day. And I'll see you back here tomorrow on my 30th video. Talk to you guys soon.